We don't need to keep all that stuff.
Good evening, and I call the steering committee meeting to order. First item on our agenda will be to approve last month's meeting. I call on Vice Chair Brad Turner.
Mr. Chairman, I reviewed the minutes. I find them in order. Make a motion that we approve them as presented.
Okay. Motion is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, we need to fill a vacancy on the Board of Zoning Appeals. We have two applicants, Mr. Gary Farley and Mr. Keith Bratcher. So, Commissioner Farley, do you have anything that you'd like to say before the committee?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, committee members, I just wanted to come to you tonight. I've applied for the Board of Zoning Appeals. I spent the last 20 years on the County Commission. I spent 4 years on the Planning Commission. I've got, in the last 4 years, I've actually, in my job, I deal with this stuff every day through 290-something jurisdictions in the state of Tennessee that have oversight in my office over there, and I spent 17 years in management with the Murfreesboro Fire Department, so I feel like I'm very qualified to be able to go by the rules and regulations and the laws that are set forth by the state and the Rutherford County, and I'd love to serve another capacity.
Any questions for Mr. Farley? Okay. Mr. Bratcher?
Yes. My name's Keith Bratcher. I'm applying for reappointment to the Board of Zoning. I served on there for the last 9 years. First came on the Board of Zoning in 2005 as an alternate. In 2007, there was a member on there that passed away. I finished out his term to 2009. Then I was appointed for a full term in 2009 which is ended now. I've got 29 years experience with the Murfreesboro Fire Department. Still employed there. I'm an elected official in this county. First got elected to the Highway Commission in 2002. Just got re-elected to my full term. I've done continuing education through MTSU and everywhere that staff has sent us to the Planning Commission to further educate ourselves on the rules and regulations that pertains to the Board of Zoning. So I'm just applying. I've enjoyed serving, so I'd like to continue to serve.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Bratcher? Okay, we have two applicants. You've heard from those applicants. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Gary Farley.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? Is there a motion to cease nominations?
Can I do it?
Yes, you can.
I move that nomination cease and Mr. Farley be recommended by acclamation.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor to cease the nomination, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. So now we have a motion to approve Gary Farley by acclamation. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next is to fill two vacancies and one alternate vacancy on the beer board. We have 5 applicants, Mr. William Harper, Mr. Mike Avery, Mrs. Teresa McKee, Mrs. Judy Sanders, and Mr. Glenn Taylor. And again, we will ask those applicants if they would like to make a statement before the board. Is Mr. William Harper, is there?
Mr. Chairman, members, I'm William Harper. I am a twice retired school teacher. I am now substituting in the county schools, almost full time. My most recent was an assistant principal at one of the high schools in the county. I enjoy Murfreesboro. I enjoy the county, and I'd like to serve responsibly on a commission in this county. 3 grandchildren brought us up from Florida, and one is a starting center at Blackman High School. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Are there any questions for Mr. Harper? Okay, thank you very much. I know that Mr. Avery is, had some medical surgery. Is he in the audit by chance? Okay. Mrs. Teresa McKee, would you like to address the committee?
Yes. Good evening. I want to thank Chairman Gage and the rest of the steering committee for giving me a time to speak. I have been an alternate on the beer board for the past 2 years and attended 99% of the meetings where I had to fill in for various members of the board who were not able to attend. I feel this has given me the experience needed to serve as a full-time board member. I would appreciate your consideration for a full-time position as beer board representative. Thank you.
Ms. McKee, are you an alternate right now?
I am.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Ms. McKee? If not, we will ask if Ms. Sanders is in the building. Ms. Sanders, would you like to address the committee?
Thank you. My name is Judy Sanders. I'm retired from State Farm Insurance with over 40 years of experience working with agents and insureds and policyholders. And I've never been involved in the community, but I have time now, and I would like to get involved in the government process and in the community. I love this community. I've lived here all my life, and I'm just interested in what goes on and how we govern and everything, and I appreciate your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Sanders? If not, do I call on Mr. Taylor to see if he would like to address the committee?
Thank you. I'm Glenn Taylor. I'm a native of Rutherford County. I've recently retired, and I feel like it's civic duty to fill in where you can. As far as experience is concerned on this beer board or anything else, the only thing I can say is when I was in school, I worked at a convenience store, and that was 40-some odd years ago. So I know that the beer laws have changed, and I would appreciate any reconsideration for this board. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Taylor? Okay, we have 5 applicants. We need to choose 2 to serve on the board and 1 alternate. So is there a motion?
I move that we nominate all 5 and select 2 to serve as the regular voting members.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, and then I assume we'll go back and choose the alternate. Okay. You can call the roll.
Commissioner Johnson,
Mr. Harper and Mr. Avery.
Commissioner P.,
Avery and McKee.
Commissioner Phillips,
Teresa McKee and William Harper.
Commissioner Stevens,
McKee and Taylor.
Commissioner Turner,
McKee and Taylor.
Commissioner Gooch.
Mrs. McKee and Mr. Taylor.
Ms. McKee has 5, Mr. Taylor has 3, Mr. Avery has 2, and Mr. Harper has 2.
Okay, Mr. Taylor and Ms. McKee, your name will be submitted to the full commission on October the 16th. Congratulations, starts at 6 o'clock. Thank you for your service to everyone. Now we will accept a motion on the alternate.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, to choose
Choose 1.
the 3, nominate 3 and choose 1.
Correct.
Okay, is there a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. So we will be choosing between Mr. Harper, Mr. Avery, and Mrs. Sanders.
Ready?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Mr. Harper.
Commissioner P.,
Avery.
Commissioner Phillips,
Harper.
Commissioner Stevens,
Mr. Harper.
Commissioner Turner,
Mr. Harper.
Commissioner Gooch.
Mr. Harper.
5 for Harper.
Congratulations, Mr. Harper. Your name will be submitted to the Board of Commissioners on October 16th at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Commissioners. Next on our agenda, we need to fill Commissioner vacancy on the Agricultural Advisory Board. This term would expire December of this year, and this is to replace Commissioner Steve Sandlin. We have 2 applications, one from Commissioner Joe Frank Jernigan and from Commissioner Pettis Reed. Are they in the audience? Okay. Is there a motion?
I did too.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to appoint Joe Frank Jernigan, he's the applicant, isn't he?
He's the incoming. He's current.
The Agricultural Advisory.
Okay. There's a motion to come for Joe Frank Jernigan. Are there any other nominations?
Nominate Pettis Reed.
And Pettis Reed is nominated. All in favor to nominate those 2 and vote for one, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we're ready.
Commissioner Johnson,
Mr. Jernigan.
Commissioner Key,
Reed.
Commissioner Phillips,
Reed.
Commissioner Stevens,
Jernigan.
Commissioner Turner,
Jernigan.
Commissioner Gooch,
Commissioner Jernigan.
Commissioner Jernigan with 4.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is to fill a commissioner vacancy on community care. We have 1 applicant, which is Commissioner Carol Cook.
Mr. Chairman,
Appoint her by acclamation.
I second.
Is there a second? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is to fill a commissioner vacancy on the Records Commission. We have 1 applicant, Commissioner Robert Stevens. Is there a motion?
Same motion. Move
Okay.
that Mr. Stevens be recommended by acclamation.
Second.
Second. All in favor for Mr. Stevens, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And next, to fill 3 commissioner vacancies on the Insurance Committee. We have 5 applicants for these seats. Commissioner Alan McAdoo, Commissioner Jeff Phillips, Commissioner Paul Johnson, Commissioner Will Jordan, and Commissioner David Nipper. At this time, we will invite those commissioners to make a statement if they so choose. Commissioner McAdoo, let's see, Commissioner Phillips. Do you have a statement you want to add, or just?
No, I worked for Kroger for almost 35 years, and insurance was one of my responsibilities in human resources. And I've also served on this committee at least once in the past, ancient past, but a long time ago. And I'll be happy to serve. If you guys want to put someone else on there, my heart will not be broken, okay? But I once again was thinking that we had a need to look forward on that committee, and decided to put in an application. But there are also some other really good applicants, so whatever.
Well, thank you very much. Commissioner Johnson?
I also served on the Insurance Committee the first term that I served on County Commission from 98 to 2002. And my background in insurance was the fact that I was a personnel officer for the Department of Safety, involving 1,300 employees, all their records and insurance, etc. And like Mr. Phillips, there's quite a few very qualified candidates, but I would appreciate your consideration. I had the privilege of serving on the Insurance Committee and being involved with the County Commission when we worked through the process allowing or offering county employee retirees their insurance. So I would appreciate any consideration. And I will be abstaining on voting for myself because I don't want it to appear like we live in Chicago.
I don't think anyone would think we would. Commissioner Nipper.
Good evening, and I would like to thank Chairman Gooch and the steering committee for giving me a chance to speak tonight. There are 3 reasons why I believe that I am qualified to be the commissioner on the insurance committee. Number 1, I have been involved with the majority of the county's employees by sitting on the school board. I worked hard to convince 4,700 employees that the insurance plan they were getting from the county was an exceptional plan. And let me say that, you had some employees who didn't believe that, but we worked together with them. Next, I have complete insurance coverage through my employer, so I would not be affected by any decisions made by the insurance committee and by the commissioners. Lastly, I believe I understand the county insurance plan and how it can be in a position to effectively make decisions that would be in the best interest of the county and its employees. Finally, I just want to thank everyone for their consideration to be on the insurance committee.
Mr. Mayor, do you have a comment?
I just first like to say I'm very pleased that we've got really competent, capable applicants. When I first became mayor, we didn't have a full group of 3 on that committee, and I had to do a bit of arm twisting to get 3 people to fill that position. So we've come a long, long way. I just want to make one comment and remind this committee that the health, everything that the insurance committee recommends and proposes and sends forward, it first goes to the budget committee, and it's very, very helpful. And I usually don't even make these comments or statements, but it's very helpful that we have one committee member on that insurance committee that's a member of our budget committee. It really facilitates some really sometimes complicated and discussions that need to take place. So that's the only statement I wanted to make here.
What commissioners serve on that committee now, the insurance?
Right now, Mr. McAdoo and Mr. Jordan and Ms. Ely was on there. So she's now gone. So we.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'd just like to say the same thing that the mayor just talked about. Is there's been several years where we went for almost a year before we had a full contingent of commissioners, and I applaud anybody that would stick their neck out. And this is a hard committee to work on, and they go through a lot that really affects a lot of the employees' lives. I have to say thank you to all 5 of these guys for applying for that. It's just a tough job.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to withdraw my name from consideration. There are good applicants, and I think the committee would be in good hands, especially with some of the presentations that were made tonight. So I'd like to withdraw my name if it's okay with everyone.
I was going to vote for it. Okay, Commissioner Phillips has withdrawn his name.
Well, I'm going to nominate the other 4. We'll vote for 3.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion to nominate 4 and vote for 3. All in favor of that motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Are any of these applicants on the county benefits plan now?
As a retiree, I am. I've been on the plan since it started. I retired in 2003.
Is there any other applicant who wants to answer that question?
I guess Mr. Jordan and Mr. McAdoo aren't here, but I don't think either of them is on the plan.
Mr. Jordan, Will Jordan, is the only one of the applicants who's on the budget committee.
Yes, sir.
Are we ready? Any more questions? Are we ready to call the roll? Okay.
Commissioner Johnson,
McAdoo and Jordan.
Commissioner P,
Nipper, Jordan, and Johnson. Or should I say Jordan?
Commissioner Phillips,
Nipper, Jordan, and McAdoo.
Commissioner Stevens,
Jordan, McAdoo, and Nipper.
Commissioner Turner,
Jordan, McAdoo, and Nipper.
Commissioner Gooch.
Mr. McAdoo, Johnson, and Jordan.
Commissioner Jordan has 6, Commissioner McAdoo has 5, Commissioner Nipper with 4, and Commissioner Johnson with 2.
Okay, steering will be recommending Commissioner Jordan, Commissioner Nipper, and Mr. McAdoo. We just need to announce the appointment of the 2 judicial commissioners, Mrs. Lisa Cannon and Mrs. Angie Smith.
Need a motion on those?
We need a motion. Okay, is there a motion to appoint these?
Make a motion. I'm sorry, second.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And under any other business, let the records reflect that the county school board has appointed Coy Young on the audit committee, and the road board has appointed Mr. Keith Bratcher for the audit committee. Any other business?
Can I ask a quick question on the insurance committee? Maybe Mr. Johnson remembers, but it was a long time ago when I served, and I think there were only 7 or 8 members on that committee at that time. Paul, you remember?
I think that's about right. Is there 9 on there now?
I think there's 14.
15 members.
Is it 15?
14 or 15 members on there, and I think there are 8 county employees at large. Is that correct?
6.
6 county employees at
There are
large.
9 other appointees, and then 6 county employees are on there.
And the purpose of that committee?
Well, I'm a county employee, I'm on there, so it really would be 7.
And the purpose of that committee, could you kind of give us a thumbnail definition of what that committee is supposed to do and what their responsibilities are?
It's an insurance and benefits committee, so we talk about all of our health insurance, all of our property and casualty, liability insurance, all of those things. We take bids on all of those issues. As far as the retirement, we go through the process of reviewing our stability within that retirement program and our ability to continue to support it. So it covers both the retirement and the health insurance benefits, and all of the recommendations that come forward that we propose start there. And of course, work its way through the system, through the budget, and through the full commission, of course. And the very, very detailed mechanics of how the insurance program works, the health insurance, and how the benefits there contained in the options and the deductibles and the co-insurance, and all of that is a very intricate part of the process of discussion that is deliberated every year.
How's that determine the number of county employees or folks that are on the benefit package?
That was changed. There were a few changes made in 2007.
Okay.
It starts right here. If one suggests or thinks that we need to make some adjustments to how many people are there and the depth of the breadth of the representation, that's
the steering starts that discussion.
steering starts that discussion.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. I just wasn't sure how that number was.
Now you might get a recommendation out of the actual insurance committee to make that suggestion. I'd have to go back and look and see how it started in 2007, but it would have to. That's changing the makeup of a committee. I would think would come through steering and then go from there.
This appointments, the appointments we made, was that a 2-year appointment or a 1-year appointment?
These appointments we just made are coterminous, so they will serve 4 years.
Okay. And the other ones that are on the committee, like the from the general public and from the county employees, what are their terms?
I think they're 4-year terms, but they're not all, coming due at the same time. They're staggered through there. I'll need to get that information together for you.
Is there a limit on how many times they can serve?
There is no term
I didn't think
limit.
there were. And the reason I asked is because there's some of the agencies that, they've got people that have been there for quite a while, got a lot of expertise on it.
there's no limit on how many terms they can serve.
Would you mind doing that for the committee, Mayor, and email us on how that number was established or what
And
we would need to do?
In addition to the county mayor, by position, the county mayor appoints 4 at-large community members to serve.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to clarify something also. The 8 years that I served on the county commission previously, insurance committee and all, and the 4 years that I'll be serving this time, I have never been self-serving. My primary concern was always the county employees, and I never had any conflict of interest as far as voting for any privileges or benefits for myself. And that's just not my makeup. You know, it's not worth changing now, you know. So I just want to clarify that. If anybody had any thoughts in their mind whatsoever that'd be self-serving, I retired from the Highway Patrol in 1987. I have a very comfortable living. My wife has a very comfortable living, so there's nothing involved in padding anybody's pocket. I just want to make sure that anybody's got that thought, they can address me on a one-on-one or take what I'm saying for the gospel if you want to.
Anything else?
Well, I just noticed our speakers have moved. How well are they picking up?
We'll have to ask those watching. I'll ask my wife, she might know.
Probably better if it doesn't pick up any static from the table. All right. Well, if nothing else, we stand adjourned.